The protector of the realm, Ned Stark, is well and truly dead. The brand new King of the North, King Joffrey's reign, is alive. Meanwhile, Khal Drogo, he's somewhere in between. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment, here to review the final episode of Game of Thrones Season 1. This is episode 10. It is called Fire and the Blood, and it is the first episode of the series where we don't have Ned Stark in it. Technically we have his head, but he's lost his head, so he's dead. This is it. From now on, Game of Thrones will be Nedless.
Nedless for headless Ed. Ned, Eddie, Edward, Nedward. It doesn't really matter, he's dead, and we have to forget about him.
Yeah, we do. It is sad. I thought he was the best character and they killed him. I guess that's just what happens.
It's weird to think, though, that him and Robert, for like a good few episodes, were like the two mains of like this King's Landing.
Yeah, now they're both dead. We have a Sandor.
Not many shows do that.
Sandor Clegane is standing next to Ser Elpane, the Royal Executioner. He's holding up Ned's head. Sansa Stark faints. Some of the people in the crowd are obviously celebrating. You have a few people at the Royal Crown who think this was a bad idea. Cersei didn't really agree with it. We had the guy we know not Caesar. I don't think he agreed with it. Littlefinger, I'm not too sure he agreed with it either. Probably thought that Ned Stark was more beneficial to them alive. But King Joffrey says he's going to rule hard and things like this ain't going to go unpunished. We get Yoren then, he drags Arya away, cuts her hair and says, look, you're no longer a girl, you're a boy, or else a lot of bad shit is going to happen to you.
Yep, I mean, sure, they look like a boy, so I mean, guess this haircut doesn't help. Well, it helps even more. And looks like she's going to the wall. We introduced a few this fat kid as well, and what are you doing, fatty? I'll stick you with Needle.
Yeah, Needle's going to go in somebody's big fat gut. So Yoren takes her away and she becomes, not friends, but she gets befriended, I guess, by the King Robert's bastard. I believe his name's Gensel. Not too sure.
Yeah, so look, Ned and Robert live on.
They live on, not really, but they kind of do. They do. I mean, fuck, it's weird because like Robert's actual kids don't get acknowledged because they're bastards, but the kids that actually get acknowledged to be Robert's aren't his.
Sad reality for Roberto, he didn't even know.
No, they're all fucking Lannisters. So Joffrey is holding court. He's got someone brought with him. He's been amused. He asks him, would you prefer your hands or your tongue? The guy says, well, everybody needs hands. So King Joffrey's like, right, give me his tongue. This guy gets his tongue cut off. And, I mean, we can just see here that, King Joffrey, he's going to, he's going to be a bastard, basically. He's going to be a king.
It's not even rule with an iron fist. It's just, it's over. It's like, what age is he supposed to be, like 14, 15?
Something like that.
Pars went to his head, and this is why someone of this age shouldn't fucking rule.
Definitely not. Well, Robert did want him not to be ruling until he came of age.
Yeah, but what Wood says, I don't think if Joffrey was 20, he still would. I think he'd still do this stuff.
Yeah, Joffrey then takes Sansa up to the wall, and she sees her father's head. I believe it was sitting next to the other guy. What was his second in command?
Can't remember him, but I know you're on about.
The guy in episode 5 that Jaime Lannister kills. I think his head was beside him on a spike.
His head must be getting ripe.
Sansa says, Joffrey says to Sansa that he will give her Rob's head next, and she considers pushing Joffrey off the top of this bridge, but we get the Hound, and he's like, nah, you don't want to do that. So, and then he gives her his handkerchief, saying you're going to need it, basically. Saying that, look,
there's going to be a lot of tears.
Yeah, and a lot of blood.
But see, he knew that she was good thinking of that. How loyal is he to King Joffrey?
Well, if he wasn't loyal, he'd have fucking let her done it. So, I mean, or let her do it, so...
Yeah, no, but if he knows she's actually willing to do that, surely he should be like, here, Joffrey, she's not to be trusted.
Well, maybe he doesn't...
Even contemplate it.
Hold on, do you not see him when he was letting the wee imp? Tyrion slapped Joffrey about earlier in the season.
Oh, yeah, alright, maybe you're on to something.
He's like, here, he's going to remember that when he's king. Anyway, point is, that's his job. It doesn't fucking mean he loves Joffrey. He probably hates the wee cunt.
I'm intrigued to see what's his name, Tyrion? Joffrey's going to fucking slap him a bit.
But who's really ruling King's Landing? That's what we want to know. We see Cersei has moved on. She's got a new lover, and it is Lancel. So again, just more fucking incest here. Like, of all the people she could pick, she's went for her brother to her fucking cousin. Is there no other men in King's Landing?
Who is Lancel? Like, who actually is he?
He's like a cousin. He's like a Lannister. I don't know who his mum or dad is. He's King Robert's squire, remember? He was feeding, giving them the drink and getting the breastplate enhancer and all that shit.
What the fuck's going on here?
I don't know. Cersei did say something to Ned about keeping the bloodline pure. Maybe she was...
Right, so... no, but let's get this straight, right? Even though everything about the Lannisters ain't really straight. So, are Jaime and Cersei in love, or is it just purely let's keep the fucking bloodline pure?
I think they're in love.
So what's this gimmick with Lancel then?
What do you mean? You could argue keeping the bloodline pure, but at the end of the day, I mean, they can't really admit that it's pure because King Robert would have killed them, so...
Yes, but why is she sleeping with Lancel then?
Fuck, I don't know. Maybe she's just a freak.
So what would Jaime do if he found out?
I don't think he'd be too happy, would he?
He can accept Robert because that just has to happen. Well, it had to happen because he's dead. But what's this about?
Well, Jaime's captured. Probably know Jaime's dead.
I just find it hard to root for all these I mean, you don't like them because they kill Ned and shit, but it's almost like this is worse than Ned. I could accept what happened to Ned because his naivety got him killed, but what's this? Fucking weird.
We have Grandmaster Pyso. He takes the prostitute Rose to his bed. This was weird as fuck. This guy, was doing a lot of stretching. And it turns out, I know
it's an act. It's a fucking act. I called it and you didn't even realise.
He is old, I get that, and he's probably not, I'm not saying he's going to be running about killing people and stuff, but he pretends to be this, really old man, but in reality, he seems a little bit more mobile. He puts on this hunchback.
But obviously that gets people to feel sorry for him.
But should he really be giving that away to a prostitute? That it's an act?
I get your point, but then she could feed that back to people. Be like, here, that's an act, and Joffrey be like, oh, you're not too old then. But he removed the...
Well, that's what I mean, so why it doesn't really make much sense that he's...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think under everyone else it makes sense, but under Joffrey, who just put out the top man, the guard of the...
Well, does it really make any sense under anybody? Because why else would he be doing it then if he didn't want people to think that he was a feeble old man?
There has to be a reason. The people look at him as the wise old man that's been...
Maybe he wants to underestimate it.
Yeah, so no one will challenge him.
But why would he give away his hand with this prostitute? It doesn't make any sense.
No, it was when she left, then he started jumping a bit.
Was he not doing a wee bit of that before?
No, he was just talking shit.
Well, there you go. So, yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah, I don't really understand what his game is. Littlefinger and Fairies are speaking in front of the Iron Throne, and I think both of these guys, obviously they're never going to have the Iron Throne, but they're probably looking to be as close to the person that's sitting in the seat as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're willing to accept that, but... How close do you want to get to King Joffrey? I mean, I don't think you want to be on his lap.
Yeah, at Winterfell, Bran has another dream about the Ravens, and I mean, not a lot happens here. He sees his dog, and we find out the news of Ned. The news of Ned hits Winterfell, but I mean, the only person really at Winterfell at the moment is Bran and his little brother Rickon, so no one really fucking cares.
Rickons is doing nothing for me.
I didn't even know it existed until episode 7.
Yep, so there you go.
In the Riverlands, we find the news. The news of Ned pretty much gets everywhere. Caitlyn's taking it pretty bad. Robb is destroying his sword against the tree. I mean, he might have won the last battle he had against the Lannisters, but he thinks he was too late. He thinks he didn't do enough, and he wants to kill every single last one of them. But Caitlyn says, first we need to rescue your sisters, Sansa and Arya first. So, with all that happen, who knows? At Robb's camp, Robb and his Barrowmen debate whether they're going to cooperate with Stannis or Renly. I believe they think they need one of them, but everyone is kind of in agreement that they don't want Stannis or Renly Baratheon to be their king, and they all pledge their allegiance to Robb. They all say that Robb is the true king of the North, and that he is the man that they're going to fight and die for. So, the King of the North!
The kingdom has been divided. No, I don't like. There's no accountability for Caitlyn. Where's her accountability of? You know what? I put the shitstorm in motion. Where is that? The reason Sansa and Arya are humped is because you fucking kidnapped Tyrion Lannister.
And then you let him get away.
And then you and Ned, there's no communication about your plan. And the whole reason Ned got attacked is because of what she did. She's not acknowledged that once.
And she let him get away.
No, right, Rob's obviously above her in the pecking order now, right? It has to be said. So why is Rob not like, here, what were you doing?
What's that going again?
I know, but I would like a scene like that.
He turns and says, Mum, you let Tyrion Lannister get away. I mean, what's that? Is that going to bring up back Ned?
No, I'm not even bothered about him getting away. I mean, I'm talking about, like, initiating the whole thing without a real proper plan. I mean, what our master plan was going to our sister that likes incest with her 10-year-old son. Aye, well done, Caitlin. Round of applause.
What did you want her to do?
I think discuss things with Ned. Play it low, keep it safe.
You understand how far away these people are, man? Like, and they say they don't want to discuss, like, fly ravens for shit like that. But it's not like you can just pick up a phone or go a 30-minute jog and meet up with Ned. We're talking, like, over a month's travelling distance here.
Yes, I'm saying play it slow. Don't refill all your cards at once.
How can you refill the cards? It would take you ages to actually get to whoever you want to speak to.
Riddle me this, Ned. Did your wife Caitlin make a mistake?
I don't know.
I mean, you don't know. Yes or no?
I'm not Ned, am I?
Right, well, let's just say you're Ned. Your head's off. Joffrey's laughing at you.
Well, not really. No, fuck off, no!
Why not?
Ned made the mistake by being this honourable fucking prick that thought he was going to have Littlefinger's backing and he was going to walk into King's Landing and all the King's Landing soldiers were going to be by his side and go against the king.
Well, I think it's both their fault.
How? How is it?
Ned wouldn't have got attacked by Jaime in episode 5 if they didn't kidnap the imp.
What would that really have changed?
It could have fucking changes a lot of things.
I don't think that changes.
Ned had more of an army.
Oh, a couple more guys. The Night's Watch had 1,000 people.
I'm a big Rob.
Do you think the 4 guys that he lost to Jaime Lannister would have made up for that?
It was more than 4. Come on, put some respect on them. I think the Starks are fucking pish. That's what I think.
I think you're talking shite. That's what I think, really. So to be honest,
you think the way Caitlin and Ned handled things was peachy?
Did I say that?
What about Caitlin's side of things? You seem to think she did nothing wrong. You seem to think that it was a master plan.
No, what? I never said master plan.
So who was worse, Ned or Caitlin in their execution?
Fucking Ned.
But Caitlin wasn't good, was she?
No.
That's alright. That's
you take over.
What's up next? I've just buried the Stark family. Hit me with what's up next? I need to know. Are we going to the dragons?
No, Caitlin visits Jaime Lannister. Talk about that.
Yeah, Jaime Lannister mocking Caitlin. She's hits him over the head with a rock a few times, and at this point, they're going to bargain, I guess, with Jaime Lannister, but I think at this man it should be an eye for an eye.
Jaime doesn't fear death, though. He says, if you're going to kill me, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I guess that's...
But, I mean, she's still... You're saying an eye for an eye. They've still got our 2 daughters, so, again, I mean, there's someone that's fucking dumb here, and I don't think it's Caitlin.
Yeah, but I just see this scenario ending bad.
So you think she should kill Jaime and then say, right, I want Sansa and Arya back?
No, they shouldn't, but I would be absolutely...
You just say it should be an eye for an eye? I would be
absolutely shocked
you just
if the Starks don't come off worse than what they already are.
You literally just said an eye for an eye, suggesting that she should just kill Jaime Lannister because they killed Ned.
I think they should eventually, but not at this point.
Aye, anyway, Jaime Lannister mocks Ned, and that's it, really. I mean, that's it.
He mocks him, Jaime Lannister.
He admits to pushing Bran for the tower, but he doesn't tell the reason why. She probably knows the reason why. I mean, no, like... well, I mean...
It took Ned a while to put it together.
True, so. And she doesn't know, because Ned, obviously, like I said, you can't really phone somebody and be like, oh, here, this just happened. So who knows? I mean, but she did see the blonde hair. I mean, put 2...
Who else knows? Ned kept it to himself.
Littlefinger?
Littlefinger, no. Yeah, but say Caitlin did know. What does that information do with, like, all the other people that are already against the Lannisters? So, like, say Rob and Co and all these guys know the barristers, so to speak. What's that really? I think it would be more. That gives you more ammunition when Robert was alive. Like, but yeah, Robert's dead.
I don't know. I mean, anyway,
like, would King Joffrey seriously be annoyed finding out that his mum and dad are actually? I think he would probably prefer Jaime than Robert. Robert never seemed to like him. So, yeah. I think it could be potentially the trump card, but Jaime Lannister's alive and well.
But don't worry, because Joffrey's going to have help. Tywin orders his son, Tyrion, to go to King's Landing and serve as Hand of the King while Tywin is occupied fighting this war. So
is Tywin the true hand of the king?
Yep. Tywin says to his son that he needs to make sure Joffrey doesn't make any more idiotic mistakes, like kill Baelish or kill Fairies or kill Pycelle if he sees treachery. So Tywin is on his way. Tyrion's on his way. Tywin says that you have to leave your whore behind. And Tyrion complains to Shae that he isn't allowed to take her with him. So
yeah, it's going to be an interesting dynamic at King's Landing. I think he's the only guy in this entire world that could actually work as a hand of the king to Joffrey. How could Tywin? I mean, it'll probably eventually happen, but I just couldn't. I can't take that serious. Tywin should be the fucking king. Joffrey sitting in the Iron Throne with this big fucking granda who's whipping people, man, slicing people. Is his right hand man?
I don't know. At the Wall, Jon Snow learns of his father's death. He goes out to try and avenge. He wants to go meet up with Robb, which I think is pretty honourable, and lead the fight against the Lannisters. But his crew catch up with him and they say, "Look, no, you took the vow. You need to stay with us. Your life is now at the Wall." I think that's bullshit. I mean, for me, I think Jon Snow should be able to say, "Yeah, I'll come back when I'm done with the war."
Aye.
I don't like how Jon Snow's basically just like left, and I know Caitlyn didn't have any love for him anyway, but it's still his brother, isn't it? I mean, he still considers Robb his brother, so I think he should have just left the Wall and teamed up with Robb.
Did Jon Snow not try and convince the entirety of the Wall to be like, see these White Walkers, they're no real. They're no real. How about we go to King's Landing and we fucking battle them?
True. I mean, could the Starks have recruited the Wall? Maybe, but I mean, I suppose these guys have sworn their life to the Wall. They're not just going to give that up for the Starks. And then
spread the rumour that the Lannisters are going to destroy the Wall.
Yeah, then Daenerys wakes up to terrible news from Jorah Mormont that her son Rhaego is dead. He was born dead, deformed and covered with scales. I don't know if this is like a figuration of speech or whatnot, or whether this is actually true, and that this her son like was born as like a half human, half dragon due to the curse from Mary Mas Dure, who was like doing the witchcraft and magic and shit like that. But she sacrificed her son's life to save Drogo, but Drogo's life he was kind of like dead still. I mean, he's alive but not moving.
Comatose, I
guess. Mas Dure says this is what happens for yous doing this shit to me and my people. Daenerys says that, look, I saved you, what you talking about? But she claims that she'd already been raped 3 times before Daenerys saved her or whatnot. So,
but I mean, I understand her point, but would you rather be raped 100 times then?
Yeah, so Daenerys then has to basically suffocate Drogo because the guy's just not going to wake up, so she kisses him goodbye, smothers him with a pillow. Later that night, they've got to prepare a funeral for Drogo. They set up on fire, they do their thing. The witchcraft witch is tied to it, and then she starts screaming in pain, obviously, because she's been burnt alive. She said she wouldn't scream, but she did. And then Daenerys walks in, and she just sits there. Next day, the flames, the fire is out. Daenerys is sitting there, but she's not sitting alone. The 3 dragon eggs have hatched, and now Daenerys has 3 dragons. She doesn't have Drogo, she doesn't have her son Rhaego, but she's got 3 dragons at her disposal, and that's how the episode ends, with Daenerys and the 3 dragons sitting. I was going to say standing tall, but she was definitely sitting. Although she might have stood up at the end, I think.
Obviously, the dragons are a big deal. Not taking that away from the ill dragons, but it just felt like a weird finale. Didn't feel like a finale. It felt like the penultimate episode, but here, what I was expecting was almost this war to be wrapped up in this episode for some reason, but things took a turn for the worse. Well, not for the worse, but I think for a finale, it left a lot to be desired.
Only 3 deaths: Rhaego, Khal Drogo, and Mas Dure the Witch. So all the deaths happened in Dothraki land. I mean, it was. I thought it was all right, but I think it was probably one of the weaker episodes of the season.
Yeah, I think you've got to look context this. Like, you have to wait another year for the next episode. It seems like a setup episode.
Definitely the weakest episode of the second half of the season by far.
Yeah, it's like they've got Jaime Lannister, and the only scene with him is him and Caitlyn talking for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I thought it was the weakest episode. I don't know if it's the weakest episode of the season. It might fair out. I think it is. I actually think this is the weakest episode of the season.
I would agree. I'll give it a 5 too. I think some people, right, would absolutely pretend. Well, they may not pretend, but they would think the dragon reveal's epic. They would be, was there comics and books about this? Wasn't there?
Yep.
They would watch this and think, that's unreal, 3 dragons. But I prefer characters rather than
Yeah, and we have no Ned. We have no Robert. We didn't really get to see much of Jaime Lannister. We didn't really get to see much of Jon Snow. I just didn't really get to see much of anything, really.
I think the season almost would have been better if Ned's head getting cut off was it. That was it.
Yeah, plus if they'd done that, they could have maybe left it on a cliffhanger. Oh, did he go through with it? Or did someone stop him? Or kind of like a Negan type scenario thing in The Walking Dead. That didn't happen. Anyway, guys, that's it. Giving it a 5 out of 10. Overall, I think the season is good. I think season 1 of Game of Thrones is solid. I think it's the best season of the show, although I have only seen like 2 seasons, so we'll see what happens. I mean, overall, if I was going to give it a rating, I'd probably say it's like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. I think it's a very good first season. A couple of episodes I thought were pretty... I thought there was a couple of episodes that were a bit underwhelming, but overall, I think the majority of the episodes I rated, like, I'd say at least half of the episodes I gave an 8 rating, so therefore you can't really complain if you can.
I'll give it a 7. I think the finale lets it down. I think finales are a big part of a show, and I think Ned, killing him off is a mistake. I like the death, though. I think killing Robert off screen by a pig, it's like, what? Is that what that guy deserves? Like, Khal Drogo, so much hype about this guy. Oh, his horses can't cross water, then he gets killed by a pillow.
Yeah, it's fucking very underwhelming. Like
all the big players for this first half of this are dead.
Done. They're done.
Yeah. Like, the whole gimmick was, when Khal Drogo marches his fucking horses, every one of his factions done, they can't be arsed anymore.
This would be like The Walking Dead killing off, like, Darryl, Shane and Rick, in my opinion.
And the Governor.
In episodes 4, 5 and 6 of season 1.
Aye, yeah. Weird.
You know, I don't quite get it, but yeah.
T-Dog's leading the group.
It is what it is, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. 5 out of 10. We'll see you next time. Peace.